I'm Carrie Rufkahr. I am an insurance specialist with Genfinity Wealth Management based out of Washington, Missouri. I took care of my grandmother. I was her person. And I was always a proponent of long-term care before, but until I actually walked that walk and dealt with it with her and had to be the person that was toileting, that was transferring, while having little kids, while having a job, I had to move in with her for a short time period just to take care of her. It, for me, was such an eye-opening moment of, okay, this is something I have got to talk to people about because it will change your lives. And there's always a difference between having to take care of someone versus being able to just care about someone. And so that's part of why I do what I do, because I feel like people need to understand, and there's just a lot of lack of understanding out there about it. I remember my father-in-law saying to me once, make yourself indispensable, but know that everyone can get cut. And so I thought, I'm going to be the master at healthcare reform. That's what I'm going to do. And so I just went out and educated myself as much as possible and started doing speaking engagements. And we did them for clients, I did them for local meetings, I did it for my Rotary Club, I went on the radio, and it really helped. There were people that would come up to me and said, I never knew what you did before. And I thought, well, that's my bad. You know, like I should be doing things to make sure people know what I do. And so healthcare reform, even though it was such a pain sometimes, it really kind of helped me take my career to the next level. We have been as engaged as we can with the community. We've joined various organizations. And I always say to people, whatever you join, you better be authentic with it. Don't join something for networking purposes. You're joining something because it's important to, but you better make it something that's near and dear to your heart, because otherwise you're not going to seem real with what you're doing. When you're out here, you're always going to run into somebody, whether it's at church, at the grocery store, at the soccer fields. So it's important to be involved and that they know what you do. I have been playing with the boys for so long. I would really like to just be able to focus on professional women now and create a team really within this community. And I said, you take care of the boys, I'm going to take care of the girls. And even just this morning, before I came here, a friend of mine was calling me and she has just started a firm. And I said, hey, we need to have lunch. I want to work with other women in this community. And I said, it's not to sell you something, it's just to make sure that I know what you do, you know what I do, and that we can try to help each other in whatever way. And she's like, awesome, let's do it. We need to help each other. We need to support each other. We need to bring each other up. We need to educate each other. And that's really my focus going forward, is I want to focus on women. We have a lot of single female clients here, and I think there's a reason for it, because there's a woman here. I think they feel comfortable knowing there's a woman in these meetings. I don't just do insurance here. I also kind of try to work behind the scenes from an operational standpoint. When you're a small business, sometimes you wear a lot of different hats. And so you need someone that's always staying on task, like, okay, how are we doing things? Is this working? We need to reevaluate it and determine, is this the best process? So we've spent the last 6 months really focusing on our processes, and that's something that I tasked myself with, is figuring out what is our process for doing things. We've been doing this 5 years now, but how can we make this better? What does our client experience look like? How can we refine that? What tangible, or what are things that we can do to actually cross-check it and see, are we doing these things to make this the best experience for our clients as possible? Everything from onboarding a new client to how do we treat an existing client? What do we, even something as simple as, do we send them birthday cards? What client events do we invite them to? What, on the personal side, have we reached out to them? We had made the decision to hire someone in December of 2019, and we brought him on because we were at a point that we had as much as we could handle based on the lifestyle that we wanted to continue to maintain too. And what I mean by that is there's got to be a work-life balance. So I sometimes tell people when they ask, like, what kind of, why are you independent versus working with like a Wells Fargo or somebody larger? And I say it's kind of like the Jerry Maguire approach, right? And anybody under a certain age understands what I mean by that. Like, we don't have to be the biggest, and we want to have deep relationships with our clients. We know that we have a 5-year plan on how we want to grow our assets under management, and we have a way to check and measure that and make sure we're doing the things. That's why we're refining our process to make sure we're doing the things that will enable us to grow. We were able to hire someone that has his CFP and his CPA, so it's something that the certifications my husband doesn't have, so it was rounding that out. So now we have someone that's a CFA, CFP, CPA, and then I'm the insurance specialist. So between the 3 of us, we can pretty much knock out anything at this point.